point you make in the book is how Americans are 10 times more likely to wind up before an administrative judge than a federal court. And in these administrative judges, they play prosecutor and judge. And how different is that from the federal judiciary, and why is it increasing so much on the regulatory and the executive side?
Yeah. So what are administrative judges? How might you encounter them? If you're regulated like Marty Hahn, for example, the magician, and you are prosecuted by the agency, many of them have the opportunity, rather than to bring their charges against you in court, they can bring them before their own employees, okay? For civil matters. You know, if they want just money from you, just money, right? Or to close your business or to take away your license, right? Your livelihood. They call themselves administrative law judges. We used to call them hearing officers, but now they like to wear robes and you know, they have the whole thing. And do you get a jury? No jury in those cases. No jury. That's gone too. And yes, today, according to Professor Jonathan Turley, you are 10 times more likely to wind up in front of one of those judges than a real judge and a jury of your peers. And so I do write about this. This is part of what's happened and changed in my lifetime in our law.
My friend and brother in the Lord, Dave Jose, was teaching people 4 years ago. 4 years ago. Watch what Dave was teaching. Watch this.
So it says the court's main role is then to ensure the agency rules conform to the Constitution and the agency's statutory powers. Now here's the problem. Every single statute must be made through the lens of the Constitution and must be constitutional. So an agency can't have power that goes against constitutional power. So if the Constitution says that every man or woman must, if you want to take something from them, they must have due process of law, a jury of their peers, and the courts are to be courts of law. That means the common law. You don't get to use statutes. You don't get to use them.
If due process is inviolate of in the Constitution, then why in God's name do we not have due process in these courts?
So
they're not courts for one. That's probably why.
Yeah.
But you know, I get that question a lot. But I want you to hear from him.
Okay,
right,
so we can look at this because everything we do, we're going to show you some law to back it up. What I say means nothing. What Josh says means nothing. What the law says means everything, and what your forefathers told you is dang sure. So when we look at due process and how it cannot happen in a court in America, the first thing we have to do is understand what is a court and what's not a court.
Yeah, amen. So that was Dave and his friend Josh Barnett, who were talking about this issue 4 years ago. 4 years ago, they were talking about courts that weren't actually real courts. If you follow this stream for any while, you know that I've been looking over and examining the fundamental law regarding the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has flipped. They have gone back to the original understanding of the law, and Justice Gorsuch is going around the nation and he's spilling the beans, telling everybody we've been wrong for a very long time. That's what's happening here. That's what